That's crazy.
Okay, you get a 2-minute introduction.
Okay, my name is Michael Cooper, and I am your candidate for the United States Senate. So, yeah. Some of you kind of looked at me like this and said, wait a minute, I kind of know that guy. I ran for lieutenant governor 2 years ago with my new friend Mike Collier. I saw him yesterday in, where was I? Pasadena at San Jacinto College with Jolt. And he was on the right-hand side, I was on the left-hand side. We heard people like Bernie Sanders speak, we heard Bloomberg speak. Joe Biden had the lady sit in for a surrogate, sit in for. It was an incredible time. We hugged each other, we missed each other because he said I exasperated him because all I did was talk about education. And because I did that, I got him ready, iron sharpens iron, so he can go up against Dan Patrick, and Dan Patrick could not do anything with it because he was wound up, he was ready to go. And he challenged him to give teachers a pay raise, and Dan lied. Said he was going to give him $10,000 a year pay raise, and he finally gave him $5,000 a year pay raise. So my point is this: as a candidate in the primary, where I got almost 500,000 votes with only $2,500, I challenged and got school teachers a pay raise without having an office. There you go. So imagine what would happen if y'all vote for me and put me in office. The things I do. There's a friend of mine that I like to call her my friend of my head, as Wendy says. Senator Kamala Harris out of California. She was doing great as long as she was talking about education. She said she's going to take $300 billion of federal money and give teachers a $13,000 a year pay raise. Well, I want to also give custodians, librarians, floor techs pay raises. They deserve it. And not only that, my wife was educated for 27 years. My guy tells me to slow down sometime. I can hear him in my head. But I get excited about these things. Education is our key. It's the silver bullet to fix everything, including Medicare for all. Because with our kids have vocations in the 6th grade on up to the 12th grade, at 18 years of age, they're ready to go to work, hopefully one of these new green plants. What did I just say? And one of those new green deal plants, okay? And so now they're working in AI, they're working with robotics. Imagine a kid coming there, you're talking about, well, Coop, some of those people, they call me Coop, some of those people are expelled from school and they look like you, African American and brown kids, Hispanic kids, 57% more than everybody else. That's because they're bored, they're still being taught the same way we were taught 200 years ago. Imagine walking in a room and there's a big old robot standing up there. You no longer on your phone. You no longer have to call mom because the kid is now engaged and interested in what's going on. My daddy was one of the best theologians I ever had. Am I out of time? Stop. Out of time. Okay. You better get in front of me. I didn't know you were over here. I'm sorry. Okay, go even next time. First of all, is to expand Medicaid. Expand Medicaid. There you go. Because there you go. Bernie and Elizabeth, his friend, they continue to argue about how you got to pay for it. And she challenged her and said, I'm the one that came up with the idea, but you're the one that's going to try to steal it by how you pay for it. Middle class is going to have to get a tax increase. And we pay the most because 2% get the tax cut, and we end up paying all of it. I paid the most, y'all. I paid a whole lot of taxes. And at one time, because I thought public schools was not the answer, I put my kids to private school, $1,500 a month. That's a whole lot of money. And I paid $1,500. I'm really going to mess you here. $1,500 a month for insurance. So it's $3,000 a month for insurance and education. So the first thing I'm going to do is work on education and health care. When we get everybody engaged and paying into the system, now we can then not only expand and fix the Affordable Care Act, then we can go towards Medicare for all. They said, well, y'all a whole bunch of socialists. All you want to do is turn us into a socialist country. Well, we have Social Security that millionaires are tapping into, and when they retire, their company earns income, but yet they steal money out of your Social Security and say it's not going to be there when their kids grow up. Well, stop taking my money then if you worry about it's not going to be there. So those are the things I'm going to do on day one.
Awesome. In the United States.
Yeah, I'm also a psychologist because of that reason. In the African American community, and I've been a civil rights worker since I was 17 years of age, and I found out it wasn't just my community that needed those issues and have these problems with gun violence. Universal background check is a must, first of all, okay? That's a given. The loopholes, and I go up and down the highway now and I see all these gun shows and all that. They don't have to register those guns. So we need to get rid of those loopholes. And the other thing is that I also, because the last shooting, I became friends with the people in El Paso, and the guy drove from Allen, Texas, all across there. He had some issues in high school. I want to look at your conduct. My mom used to say, if you show up, I was watching you. If you show up in school, that's half the learning, and the other thing is keeping your mouth shut. So I want to know what your conduct is, and as a psychologist, it gives me an insight of what type of person you are. Because most people either was bullied and don't react well to it, or they are bullies and they don't have the therapy that they need. So I want to look into that and see what your conduct was, because that kid was kicked out of school and there were some issues there. So we need to look into conduct. So it is a mental thing, but I also want a universal background check.
What legislation would you propose or support to address climate change and other environmental impacts?
Well, I've already started working on that. I'm an automotive executive. I'm retired from the very top tier of management. And I got to rub shoulders with people with General Motors, which I'm also a dealer candidate. I sleep 4 hours a night because I love life and I love people and I love working with people. I've been working with them all of my life. And I know how to get things done. I also was the guy that came up with the name of the Toyota Center. And we purchased that for $100 million. So what I'm saying is that I can get the job done, and we have to make sure that we get the job done. And when we propose anything, we need to follow through to it, okay?
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
Well,
Got you. 2 minutes.
2 minutes, 2
You
minutes.
drove really far to get here.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to tell you that we need to send someone to beat John Cornyn, first of all, okay? And I'm that candidate. On every level, okay? You saw, I drove down here, I think it's about 4 hours or whatever it is, and I had to stop, get gas, and all this other good stuff, and eat a sandwich in between. Y'all eat horrible, don't ask me what I eat. I try to watch what I do, but it's hard to do when you're on the road. We need to make sure that we have someone that we get excited about. Beto O'Rourke and I was in Jefferson County, he was in El Paso. He was introducing me in Jefferson County, I was in El Paso introducing him. And Beto O'Rourke has so many things that he did right, but what we can't do is melt down on the stage and say some things that we lose votes. We got to get in, and that means that we need some folks that's going to vote us as the swing voters. We need some folks that kind of want us because of the fact that we have some great ideas, but we have to get there. So we have to get excited about a candidate, and I'm one of those candidates you get excited about. I like to say I have a perfect knowledge age. I'm at the perfect knowledge of wisdom age. I learned some things, I learned how to reduce some things, and I have the energy level to get it done. I'm one of those folks that can get the job done. My mother wanted to be an educator. The reason why I push education is because she pushed education. People perish for lack of knowledge. If we don't educate our kids and don't educate them in the vocation realm, we're going to be in trouble because we won't have enough people at the age of 18 paying into the system to get Medicaid for all, to get health care for all. 30 seconds. My father also challenged me in this area. He said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. He said, but you can give it a little salt. My grandfather had a beer jar. Y'all don't know much about beer jars. He said there are peanuts and there are pretzels at the table for at a beer jar, so that you get thirsty and you're gonna buy what? Not the water, you're gonna buy beer, that's right. So knowledge is power, and when we show our youth another way to learn and get them excited and have Wi-Fi in every community. I lost 3 calls on the way here between Lockhart and Luling or whatever it was. We're in the 21st century. We need to fix that kind of stuff right now. It needs to be a part of our regular utilities to have Wi-Fi that's actually working. Yeah, I'm passionate about everything I do. And all the things I'm doing is for all of our people. Criminal justice reform. Education is criminal justice reform. We have 1,000 people in Jefferson County right now that's 17 years old, male, African American, sitting on a cot that you're paying for. We're trying to meet quota system, a 60% level, and then the judges say, okay, we got to send these kids through because we can't max out the prisons. Because we have contract labor with the prisons that are privatized to make money. This is insane. I'm sorry. It's insane. It doesn't make sense to me. Bail reform. If you do the crime, do the time. Don't take my driver's license. Now I can't get an apartment. I got to sleep on my mama's couch while she goes to work and I can't get a job. You're going to take a guy's license and he has a CDL, he has to drive with his license. Now he has an ID card because you don't want him to vote. That's voter suppression. This is ridiculous.